Meghan Markle just got blocked at the gate of Kris Jenner's mansion, and no, this isn't a tabloid headline. It's real, it's brutal, and it says more about Meghan standing in Hollywood than any press release ever could. She showed up uninvited. No call. No heads up. Just rolled up like the Queen of Hollywood. But this time, the gates didn't open. And what that moment exposed, it's bigger than one denied visit. It's about fame, power, and the quiet way Hollywood turns its back when you've lost your shine. It started like something out of a reality show, except this wasn't scripted. Meghan Markle, once royalty, now Hollywood hopeful, reportedly pulled up to Kris Jenner's Calabasas compound. No appointment, no invite, just vibes. And while that might fly at some influencer's pool party, Kris Jenner's house isn't that kind of place. Security didn't hesitate. Her name wasn't on the list, and in that world, no list means no entry, period. The gate didn't open. No double check. No, let me call someone. Just a flat denial and a U-turn. And in Kardashian-Jenner land, that's not just protocol, it's a power move. A silent but deafening way of saying, you don't belong here. And the message wasn't lost. Because Meghan's not just anyone. She used to walk into palaces, sit front row at global events, command press with a whisper. But on this day, none of that mattered. Not the title, not the fame, not the curated Instagram feed. What made it worse? This wasn't some random drive-by. Insiders say Meghan's been circling the Kardashian-Jenner orbit for a while now, liking posts, tagging names, subtly trying to align herself with their brand. But Kris? She doesn't respond to passive hints. She responds to strategy, and Meghan's move? It didn't land. Not even close. Let's be real, Meghan Markle doesn't just show up anywhere without a purpose. Every move she makes, every public sighting, every spontaneous moment is calculated. So, this visit? It wasn't just a friendly pop-in. It was a play. A bold attempt to align with the Kardashian-Jenner empire, one of the most powerful brands in entertainment. And if it had worked, it could have been a massive PR win. But it didn't work. Not even close. This wasn't the move of someone in control. It felt more like someone grasping for relevance. Since stepping back from the royal family, Meghan's been trying to find her place. Activism. Podcasts. Netflix deals. Red carpet moments. But none of it stuck. None of it has given her the cultural weight she once carried. And now, showing up uninvited to Kris Jenner's front gate feels less like confidence and more like panic. Like someone trying to force open a door that no longer recognizes her knock. Hollywood doesn't run on royalty. It runs on relevance, power, and perception. And Kris Jenner is a master of all three. What this moment exposed is bigger than just one failed entrance. It's the image of someone who used to own the spotlight, now standing outside of it, hoping someone inside will let her back in. Here's what Meghan may not have realized or chose to ignore. Hollywood doesn't care who you used to be. It cares who you are right now. And right now, Meghan's brand is messy, inconsistent, and losing traction by the day. Fame alone doesn't get you through doors like Kris Jenner's. It's about what you bring to the table, and Meghan? She's bringing headlines, controversy, and unpredictable energy. That's not the Kardashian way. That empire runs on control, image, and carefully curated relationships. Kris Jenner doesn't just let people into her world because they're famous. She lets people in who add value, who elevate the brand, who bring influence without drama. And Meghan? She's starting to look more like a PR liability than an asset. What's worse is the shift in perception. Meghan was once seen as a bold disruptor, someone taking on the system. Now, she's being viewed as someone who can't land in a system. She's not building something solid, she's chasing clout. She's chasing access. And the more she chases, the more Hollywood pulls back. Showing up uninvited isn't just a bad look. It screams desperation. And in an industry where your image is everything, Meghan's latest move just made the wrong kind of noise. Meghan's biggest problem isn't just the headlines, it's the identity crisis behind them. One minute, she's a global humanitarian, speaking on mental health, racial injustice, and women's rights. The next, she's tagging Kardashians and sliding into Hollywood circles like she's auditioning for a reality show cameo. It's not duality, it's dissonance. And in a place like Hollywood, where branding is everything, that contradiction doesn't just confuse people, it pushes them away. You can't be oil and water and expect the industry to drink it up. People are starting to question what Meghan actually stands for. Is she building a legacy? Or just chasing the next viral moment? And when your public image feels like a mashup of Instagram PR and mixed messaging, even your defenders get tired. The silence is starting to speak louder than the criticism. Celebrities who once rallied around her have gone quiet. Former supporters and the press are backing off. And the public? They're shifting from curious to exhausted. Because when your brand feels like a moving target, people stop trying to follow. They tune out. And for someone like Meghan, whose visibility is her currency, that kind of disengagement is far more dangerous than hate. What used to be seen as ambition is now looking a lot like chaos. And the worst part? She doesn't seem to notice. While Meghan takes center stage in the headlines, Harry's the one quietly caught in the fallout. Every time she makes a bold move or sparks a new controversy, he's the one left standing in the background, silent, tense, and visibly tired. This isn't the freedom he traded royal life for. This is chaos dressed up in California sunshine. Behind the scenes, friends are reportedly concerned. Not just about how it all looks, but about Harry's well-being, his peace, his purpose, and whether he even recognizes the life they're now living. What once looked like a clean break from the monarchy now feels like a spiral, and Harry's stuck trying to make sense of it all. This doesn't feel like a shared vision anymore. It feels like Meghan's game, with Harry playing reluctant co-star in a drama he never signed up for. And people are noticing. His reputation, once seen as brave and independent, is now being overshadowed by a narrative he can't control. One misstep after another, and he's left holding the emotional baggage, not just for Meghan, but for both of them. Each locked door, each awkward headline isn't just Meghan's problem. It's Harry's burden too. And while she pushes forward, chasing attention, he looks more and more like someone wondering what the cost of all this really is. The public saw Meghan get turned away, but what they didn't see is what happened after. In Hollywood, rejection doesn't need to be televised. It spreads through whispers, texts, quiet nods in green rooms and boardrooms. And after this stunt at Kris Jenner's gate, those whispers turned into warnings. Executives, agents, publicists, they talk. Not just about what happened, but what it means. Because in this industry, being denied access by someone like Kris isn't just a snub, it's a signal. A flashing red light that says, this person is not safe to associate with. And the fallout? It's already started. Some teams are quietly pulling back. Invitations once extended are now getting lost. The momentum Meghan was trying to rebuild? Slipping. Fast. Her brand, once surrounded by intrigue and sympathy, is now towing the line between overexposed and unwanted. The saddest part? She's still moving like she's winning. Still tagging names, making surprise appearances, dropping PR hints that aren't landing. But the room is getting quieter. Not because people hate her, but because they've stopped believing in her. In Hollywood, when the buzz fades, nobody tells you. They just stop answering. And for someone like Meghan, who's built an entire post-royal identity on visibility, that silence might be the most brutal rejection of all. At the heart of Meghan's Hollywood struggle is something bigger than bad PR. It's a brand without direction. One week, she's hinting at a political future. The next, she's tagging Kylie Jenner on Instagram. She talks like a global leader, but moves like a clout chaser. And Hollywood? It sees the disconnect. You can't preach purpose and then chase popularity like they're the same thing. It confuses audiences, frustrates allies, and alienates the very people you need to succeed. Meghan's image isn't evolving, it's unraveling. And the mixed messaging is turning her from complex to confusing, from aspirational to inconsistent. This isn't about being multifaceted. It's about trying to be everything to everyone and ending up as nothing to anyone. There's no through line, no clear mission, just scattered attempts to stay in the spotlight, hoping something lands. And here's the problem. In an industry built on clarity, Meghan is chaos. Her moves don't feel strategic. They feel reactive. And the public, already tired of curated narratives, isn't playing along anymore. Worse, even her silence is saying something now. It's saying she doesn't see it. She doesn't see the gap between who she says she is and how she's actually showing up. And in Hollywood, that kind of disconnect doesn't spark curiosity. It signals collapse. While Meghan keeps moving through the noise, Harry looks more and more like a man stuck in a script he didn't write. Every time her name hits another headline, his gets dragged along like emotional luggage he didn't pack, but now has to carry. And slowly, quietly, the world is starting to ask, how long can he keep doing this? Harry gave up the royal life for freedom, not this. Not the chaos. Not the non-stop crisis control. Friends close to him are reportedly pulling back, not out of spite, but exhaustion. Watching someone you care about spiral is draining. And when every new chapter turns into another PR mess, people stop rooting for a comeback. They start bracing for a crash. He was supposed to be the one redefining what it meant to be royal, to chart his own course. Instead, he's been reduced to the background character in Meghan's high-stakes Hollywood audition. And that image? It's quietly killing the goodwill he worked so hard to build. This isn't reinvention, it's erosion. Of his image, his peace, his credibility. And while Meghan keeps playing the next angle, Harry's the one left answering questions he never asked for. The concern isn't just for his brand anymore. It's for his well-being. Because the longer this spiral continues, the clearer it becomes. If something doesn't change soon, he may be the one who has to walk away, just to survive it. In Hollywood, the loudest rejection isn't a public takedown. It's silence. No drama. No confrontation. Just nothing. No calls. No invites. No interest. And for Meghan Markle, that silence is starting to echo. The Kris Jenner episode wasn't just embarrassing, it was symbolic. The gate didn't open. Not just literally, but metaphorically. The people she's trying to align with aren't opening doors anymore. They're closing them. Quietly. Firmly. Permanently. What makes this more dangerous than any scandal is that it's not loud. It's not explosive. It's gradual. Subtle. Deadly. Executives stop taking meetings. Brands stop replying. Former allies stop defending. Nobody's canceling her, they're just moving on. And in this industry, that's worse than being hated. It means you're no longer useful, no longer interesting, no longer marketable. And Meghan? She's still acting like she hasn't noticed. Like tagging a Kardashian or posting a curated quote will somehow reset the narrative. But it won't. That game's over. The rules have changed and she didn't keep up. The danger now isn't that people are criticizing her. It's that they're tired of even trying to. The headlines are stale. The strategy's worn thin. And the public, once curious, now just shrugs. Not infamy. Not scandal. Just quiet, creeping irrelevance. And in Hollywood, that's the one thing you never come back from. Meghan Markle wanted the spotlight, but the one she's in now is cold, harsh, and unfiltered. What was once a royal glow is now a Hollywood glare, exposing every misstep, every contradiction, and every desperate move. And the worst part? She's still performing like the next scene will fix everything. But the script isn't working anymore. If this was about reinvention, it failed. If it was about power, she lost it. Meghan entered Hollywood thinking her name alone was enough. But in a town built on what's next, she's still stuck trying to make her past do the heavy lifting. And it's not holding up. The world isn't asking what Meghan's doing anymore. They're asking how long Harry can hold on. He had a chance to rebuild, to be something more than just the prince. But now, he's being dragged through every headline, every awkward red carpet, every closed door that was never meant for them. This wasn't the plan. This was the fallout. And unless something changes, drastically, this isn't heading toward a comeback. It's heading toward quiet exit. Not with a bang, not with scandal, but with something worse, being forgotten. Because in Hollywood, you don't hear the final door close. You just stop getting invited back. What do you think? Is Meghan just misunderstood? Or is Hollywood finally closing the door for good? Drop your thoughts in the comments, because this story is far from over. And if you want more behind-the-scenes breakdowns like this, Make sure to subscribe and turn on notifications. You won't want to miss what's coming next.